And we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Canadian Guy here, and we are back with Jack and Daxter. And if you can't tell, I'm very tired. And you might be wondering, CG, you haven't posted any videos this week. What's going on? Well, I have been working on content. It's been delayed a little bit, but hopefully the next two videos should be, they both should be Spyro videos. They should be, I believe. But boy howdy, has it been it's been a little tiresome. It's been all week. Because I also have been making videos for something else, which you guys should be hopefully seeing in May. Yeah, I'm making content for something that's happening in May, and can't wait to show you guys when it drops. But you might be wondering, in like May, that's like a month away. It's like, I know, that's how big the project is. The project is quite big. So I'm trying my best, folks. I currently have two editors who are helping me out right now. Of course, they're getting paid. You know, I'm not saying, well, I say that because people are like, oh yeah, they're helping me out, and meaning not paid. No, they're don't worry, they're getting paid. And I got two editors who I've hired to help out, and it's been a big help. Come on. And we're gonna try for the 1,000 fishies. Are we gonna get it? I don't know. We might take occasional breaks, but I do want to. I need something to know. Do you have key code for Voidling Bound playtest at ending? I do. I do have one. In a way, yes, I do. Hard mode. Jack and Daxter. I gotta figure out how to do the. Gee, thanks. There we go. The AI is like, the hard mode makes it harder. It's like, thanks. All right. It's left. Okay, so it's left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, X. No. Left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, X. There we go. All right.
Want to try and beat the river, do ya?
All right. We are going to try for the 1,000 fishies this time. I am going to try.
Here comes a big one.
I don't know how successful I'll be because I am tired. I also got hair in my eye. But yeah. There's a lot of projects going on, and
Steady boy.
I'm going to be quite busy in May because in my mind, I'm not going to go on a video and declare it yet, though I'm close to it. I'm not there yet, but I do think June is going to be the month that Spyro comes. And so I need to get prepared for that because this has been 8 years. I've been talking about Spyro 4 for 8 years. So I need to be ready. I need to make sure I can have a system set up so that there's no issues, no problems. I might even there's a chance that I might even do a live stream beforehand to kind of raise funds to make sure that my computer is all ready to go. I don't need much, so it wouldn't be too much. It might be like replacing a hard drive or two, maybe something else. Because I'm not touching RAM. That RAM is going to last until, you know, this computer blows up with how expensive it is. Ah! I've been playtesting Voidling Bound, yes. I haven't done. I haven't tried the new Abyss thing yet, but yes, I'm just gonna say yes. I'm gonna stay quiet and I'm just gonna say yes. Yes. There's a lot of things that are, like I said, I'm in the process of. I could stream the new Voidling Bound demo tomorrow if anybody is interested, because that's there's a new they have a new end game content called the Abyss, which is just like, you know, just deep diving dungeons constantly. There we go. Oh, that was a miss. I was hoping it wasn't. Almost ate the biscuit there. We haven't even gotten to Guitar Hero yet, although this is only my second attempt, so. Are we at Guitar Hero? I got... Come on! There was no way I was going to not get out of that. I was just like, that was not fun. What if Spyro's not there? Well, then I would be ready, but I genuinely do believe that things are looking that way. Now, I'm not ready to put my stamp down yet to declare that I am, like, am I about, like, 90% sure? Yes. But there is something, unfortunately, that has happened in the past that I'm worried about happening again. Is if I sit there and I put a stamp of approval like, yes, I know for a fact it's going to be there in June, and then there's a internal delay where it was supposed to be there in June, and then last second they pull out, which has happened in the past, not with Spyro, but I know for a fact that things like that have happened where there's something set up for a show, and then like a week, maybe 3 days beforehand, it's like, no, we're pulling out and rescheduling. That has happened.
Don't miss one like that again.
And I would hate it, knowing my luck, it would happen to Spyro if I sat there and turned around and planted a flagpole being like, yes, I know for certain. Because now I do gotta be careful with some of the things that I say, because now there's a lot more reporters and stuff paying attention to what I say, and there's a few times where people have taken what I said out of context, and while yes, it's not my fault that they took it out of context,
Steady boy. Yes, there's a second.
I shouldn't have looked. I shouldn't have looked. All right. But yeah, I think that Spyro 4 is going to be in June. I think. Or Spyro.
Here comes a big one.
I feel like I have to over-explain myself on a lot of things when it comes to Spyro. But I'm excited for that because I am so... I can't wait to be able to say Spyro or new Spyro without having a bunch of people screaming in the comments about, you know, things. It drives me bananas. Bananas. Sure.
Steady boy.
But also, too, it's also because there is a sense of frustration from myself as well to be able to be like, okay, it's all lining up. It's all there. Come on. Or at least throw us a bone. Even though I do think that we have been there has been a number of... Oh, boy.
Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
Hold on, let me be quiet for a second.
Steady, boy. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. To the left.
Ah! Dang it! Saying new Spyro screaming from high. So, yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people have given up, and I get it. And I'm upset because I do feel like that I have put forward enough evidence, especially recently. But I also know that people are tired of waiting, and I get it, because typically as well, waiting, 8 years after a game came out, but I refuse to acknowledge that there was no desire for there to be a Spyro. And if there's a desire from the fans, if there's a desire from the company, then it should happen. Right? It's just, you need to have the right environment. And what I thought was evidence over the years, which I will admit, typically would be evidence, was a desire to make it, but just the situation was just not there. And again, I know I say COVID, and COVID was 6 years ago, I know, and people are like, oh, why are we still talking about COVID? It genuinely flipped the entire industry on its head. It flipped the entire industry on its head and caused shockwaves and stuff, and delays and pushbacks and canceled plans and stuff. Games that would have easily been made pre-pandemic are not being made anymore. And other games that wouldn't have been made pre-pandemic are now being made post-pandemic. So
Steady, boy.
but there's always been a desire to make a new Spyro. My mistake over the years was assuming that if there's desire of the fans and if there's desire of the developers, that should be enough. And unfortunately, what I've learned is environment also has a factor in that too. Oof.
Here comes a big one.
Okay. If there was no desire, what was it doing in the Crash 4 book? You see, yeah, that's what I mean. If there was no desire, and clearly there was, clearly over the years there was a desire. Clearly there was a desire. And also too, we may find out later that there was something in development at some point, but maybe not at Toys for Bob, but maybe at a different studio. And then that got canned. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if evidence came up that talked about it.
Steady, boy.
I've heard rumors, but Nothing that I will say public because it was told to me in confidence, but I have heard rumors that there was something. Not by Toys for Bob. That's all I'll say.
Steady boy.
And if one day I could ever get my hands on that information and make it public, that would be absolutely amazing. But, for now...
Here comes a big one. Steady boy.
Oof.
Steady boy.
There we go. Hey Jay, how's it going?
Here comes a big one. Steady boy. Here comes a big one. Steady boy.
Nope. Almost. All right. We're developing around appeasing money whales with battle passes and pay-to-win tactics. Yeah, me too. Me too. And this mini game is how the fish would extinct. Yes. Oh, you guys can't see the COD amount? I didn't know that. Let me fix that. I'm playing on an ultra wide, so sometimes it makes things a little squirrely. So transform here. There we go. I didn't know that. Sorry.
Left.
Don't worry, we're not going to be sitting here fishing all stream too. If we get, if it starts getting to the point where it's all messy, then we will take a break, do some missions, and then we'll come back later. You know, something kind of occurred to me, just something random that just hit my brain. I still think to this day
Here comes a big one.
that if there was something Spyro related in development that was canned, if there was, I got a feeling it has something to do with Winter Guardian Spyro. I genuinely do. I still remember when that skin hit the scene, and I remember there was a big hullabaloo that even like Activision and Beanox, they made entire like posts about that skin specifically. And I remember sitting there thinking like, man, what if this one, and I remember I made an old video talking about it. I did. I made an old video speculating about it. But I thought about it, and what just hit me was Crash Team Rumble had a bunch of skins come out, and the Spyro season happened during Christmas. Why didn't they do a Winter Guardian skin? They made a big old deal about it. And then when the Battle Pass comes along, which we know it wouldn't be that hard because we have people that have modded the skin into Reignited, right? So why didn't they bring Winter Guardian Spyro into Rumble? Kind of seemed like an easy slam dunk to me. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but It would have been around the potential timing.
Here comes a big one.
Missed one there. Now, I'm just, you know, postulating and speculating here. I'm not saying that that's what's happened, but I'm just kind of openly thinking out loud.
Here comes a big one. Yourself a second.
Ah! Is that my record? $8.53. Okay. Okay. 8:53. All right, come on.
Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
Just letting you all know, if I hit that 1,000, I'm going to pop off.
Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
Just kind of... Nope. Guitar Hero time.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Missed again.
I missed that one on purpose because it was set up for me to hit it in a bad way.
Left. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. To the left.
Ah. Okay. I'm consistently getting to like the 700s now.
Steady, boy.
Look at the... But man, that last one, the last round on my last one, I was sitting there, I was like, how am I supposed to get those? Sorry that I'm missing some questions, by the way. Oh, shoot. I will try to answer them when I am Finitoed. Benitoed.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
Come on.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
Okay.
Here
Oof.
comes a big one. Steady, boy.
This is the round that I loathe the most.
Steady, boy. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
Ah! Ah! All right. My highest score right now is 853. I want 1,000. All right, I'm gonna give myself a few more attempts and we'll take a break. We're so close. Come on. Give me 1,000 fishies. 1,000 fishies. There's 1 pound fishies and 5 pound fishies.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
Oh, I missed a 5 pound fishy. That's bad.
Steady, boy.
Almost worth a reset, but I don't like missing 5 pound fishies this early. That feels
Here comes
bad.
a big one.
I don't know what the world record is on this. If there even is one. I would love to know. Because I don't think there's enough people that would have been able to start keeping track.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
It's a bad round here. I'm entering Guitar Hero with 13. Oh man. Yeah. I'm gonna try, but this take is cooked. I already know that, but that's okay.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
Let's use this practice. Yeah, there it was. Come on.
Here comes a big one.
I'm gonna give myself 2 more tries, and then we'll take a break and go run around, maybe grab some precursor orbs, and then come back later and do some more fishing. Because I want that 1,000. I want it. I think it's within my grasp. It's like the last 250 is like a giant pain in the derriere. I don't know where I missed that, but okay.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
Ah! Ah, okay. Last one. Last one. And then I will surrender. I will give in for now. Oh, pfft.
Here comes a big one.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get
Steady,
it.
boy.
Do you not know me? I am stubborn and hard-headed.
Missed.
Where did I miss that?
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
Oh, some of those eels were nasty
Steady,
placement.
boy.
Guitar Hero.
Missed again. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
Ugh. Okay. This is the, okay, you've been playing for too long.
Missed again.
So then they change the pace, they stutter it more.
Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
Your sails are sagging out of wind.
All right.
Well, if you want to try for the power cell sometime, you know where to find me.
That last stage is literally built as like, okay, you've been playing for too long. Trouble with the fishies, eh? Yes, trouble with the fishies. 100%. That's okay. We'll come back later. Spain without the S. It's in Spain. Now I gotta figure out where I gotta go. Did I get everything over on okay, so I'm still missing one thing from Forbidden Jungle. And now I think we gotta go to... This is a fire canyon. I did try the demo for Bubsy at PAX, and it was actually pretty good. Is she gone? Is she over by the, I guess she's over by the, you know, Death Mountain. The Fire Canyon.
Did you see the size of the bite that lurker shark took out of the fisherman's boat? We best stay way clear of them. I don't think we can tackle a creature that dag nasty.
Dag nasty. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that term said in a hot minute. Dag nasty. Just gotta remember how to get to that area. Been a hot minute. Oof. I've never heard that term in my life. It's an older term that I remember being used. It was dag nasty. That's why I was like, geez, I haven't heard that in a hot minute. Who is messaging me? It is my wife. I absolutely love the doubling sound effect of whenever you're talking to someone on Messenger and you're waiting for the message to come in, it's like doubling and tripling. You're like, oh, my ears. Is this the right way? No. It's back here. Bear with me. Hang on. My memory isn't as good here as it is with Crash and Spyro. So the lurkers are fine. Like, I think they, you know, they service as a good bad guy. You know. Wait, no, it's back here over by the farmer, isn't it? Yeah, it's over to the... Hey, farmer, I don't know if it's Bob or not. Did you know that you're right by a literal volcano? That your yak cows are about to become sirloin cows? Sirloin cows.
Great! You have the 20 cells needed to power my heat shield. Now be careful. The shield will only protect your zoomer till it reaches 500 degrees, so try to keep her cool. Flying over open lava will definitely heat you up fast. Hit 500 degrees and it's over.
Over? Like burning molten metal over?
The fire can get pretty
Sirloin
hot,
cows.
so keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature quickly. Oh, and when you get across, don't forget to activate the teleport gate in the Blue Sage's lab. Then we'll be able to teleport over and meet you. Good luck!
Oh, my neck. All right.
Hit those balloons to cool off!
Well,
There's scout flies out here, too! See if we can catch air off those lurkers!
why are there scout flies out in the middle of Mordor? Like, you're gonna tell me this is not Mordor? Like, why? I missed that one.
Use the hop turn to steer harder!
Hop turn. Did they put like a CTR mechanic? Hey, listen.
Do me a favor and keep away from those dark eco boxes!
Oh, great. Yeah, and death. Okay. Well, listen. One does not simply cross Mordor. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Oh no. Oh baby! Come on. That's how we do it. Have I seen the trailer for it? Yes, I have. It looks fun. Jeez Louise.
I don't think I'll ever get used to that teleporter tingling sensation. Hey! It looks like the Blue Sage threw a party.
Oh my! Rock Village is on fire!
One heck of a party.
No, I mean Rock Village is being bombarded with flaming boulders. Oh, and it looks like the Blue Sage is working on a levitation machine to move them. Assuming it's operational, we're gonna need power cells to fuel it.
Of course.
You two are going to have to find some more.
We'd better take a look at his notes. Jack, go check on the villagers. Then come back and give us an update. And take the furball with you.
Of course. Who wouldn't want Daxter with you? Smash. I would really like some sort of meta Jack and Daxter where they kind of do a reboot. But the way that they reboot, because they already... No. Of course. Because they already have introduced time travel into it, and how time is an infinite loop, and they turned around and said, yeah, time's an infinite loop. If they turned around and they were like, hey, what if something happened and time was no longer an infinite loop? What would happen? And then they... which in turn causes a change in the story, which in turn causes for the reboot, which in turn causes the change to Jack 2 and 3.
Until Sage disappeared, you're going to need to collect 45 power cells to fuel his machine. Go get him.
Yo, get him. Shibuya.
You two look like a couple of capable fellows. I've got a research project going, and maybe you could help me out.
Hey, we're the ones on a big quest here. We ask you for help.
Well, perhaps we can help each other. I've been studying the burrowing habits of lightning moles in the precursor basin next to our village for years. But now those awful lurkers have scared the moles to the surface. And since they're blind as bats, they can't find their way back underground. If you could herd them back into their burrowing tunnels, you might just save their lives. I've got a power cell that says you can do it.
Yeah, lightning moles. We care. Maybe for 2 power cells.
Nice try. But I would be willing to part with another power cell if you two find me 90 precursor orbs for my research equipment. Fair enough?
Well, ma'am, you're never gonna guess what I got right here.
Oh, you have the orbs. Here's a power cell we agreed upon.
Do they ever go into detail about what like the species of Jack? Like, is he like kind of like he's not human. He's not human, right? He's more elven, right? He's more like an elf. But he no offense, without the eyes, he straight up looks like a blood elf. Like straight up blood elf.
Interesting.
Without the burning green eyes. Is there any like backstory on that, or does Naughty Dog ever like expand onto that? Because I've always been curious.
That's one of those flying lurkers.
They never
Might
did.
have a power cell.
Interesting. He had nothing. They never did. Like, here, let me pull up just for comparison, because some people might be like, Blood Elves, what are you talking about? So for those who don't know, just like the eyes, the ears. Why my brain off L when you said before Elvin with Elvis? Yes, yes, his species is Elvis. So Blood Elf is something from World of Warcraft, specifically. It is mana-starved elves who have become addicted to magic. And they're now Blood Elves. They were Lord Aficionado, a.k.a. J. Buns. They were originally High Elves. Right? Originally High Elf, then became Blood Elves. Or they are always Blood Elves. I always get mixed up. Anyway. Because they were like, hey, the Sunwell, that's a good thing. Let's slurp a derp from that. Big slurps from the Sunwell. Get back in your hole! I'm already feeling the rage of... Already feeling the rage of, what's his face? Happy Gilmore.
Trust me, those dog eco boxes.
Don't you want to go back to your hole? You want to go home? The hole is home. Don't you want to go home? Get in the hole! Hole! Thank you. Dark Jack is like a drow. That makes sense, yeah. That would make sense, yeah. Because there are drow, dark elves. Is drow the D&D version of dark elf? Oh. And WoW introduced void elves. High elves and then got angry. Now they're blood elves. Okay, perfect. My elven lore is not as good as my orcish lore. My orcish lore is much better. Stupid Gul'dan. Get in the hole!
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Avoid the dark eco boxes!
Thank you, Daxter. Yelling it will definitely help. Can you imagine if those things ran into the dark eco boxes, they just explode? That would have been awful.
Let's go get our power cell from the geologist.
From the geologist. Ma'am! I put the lightning... What were they? Lightning badgers? Lightning moles? I jammed the moles in the hole. Can I get my power cell now? I'm just here. Where'd I come from? Where did I go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? This way? Probably. Maybe. Probably not. Maybe. Let's see. Yep, that was the right way. I always thought it was drow. That's why I heard it. I mean, that's how me and all my friends pronounce it. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that's how they pronounce it Baldur's Gate as well.
Thank you for saving those moles. That's awfully good of you. Here's a power cell to help you out.
Yay!
Now I can get back to my research.
I was wondering, who's Jack's parents and when did Jack and Daxter meet the first time? So Jack's parents are from the future. Because Jack is the Mar. Born in the future, and to protect the Mar, they did wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff that was never introduced in the first game. That they were like, oh, by the way, FYI, Jack just showed up one day. We thought we'd just let you know in the second game. And then they did wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Well. Yeah, you see, I am not a fan of time travel unless it's introduced as a plausible factor very early. Because when people turn around and say, time travel! It's like, oh, good. Yay. I love it when stories introduce time travel out of the blue. Great. That's never a literary device that blows up. I like time travel in 2, but 3 broke it. Going forward, I don't mind going forward in time. Because going forward in time doesn't blow things up. When you sit there and you do like the timeline and quantum mechanics of it, going forward in time, I can handle. It's going back. When you go back in time, it's like, oh, no. Oh, no. And then the story goes off the rails and it's... You see, I like the idea of, like, if there's time travel involved, let it be introduced very early. Like, super duper early. Let it be like, hey, in fact, time travel is part of the shtick. It's like, okay, cool. And then establish the rules of your time travel.
A bunch to go.
You got to establish your rules. Because if you don't establish the rules, I can almost promise you every story will use time travel as a... It will use time travel as a... Oh, yep, and then they time traveled. It's like, no. It's why I came up with a story about it. Like, I came up with an idea for... It could have either been a game or a story, or a book or whatnot. I had this idea of... It's called... what was it? It was... the... It was something of the time-traveling gentleman. Time-traveling businessman. That's what it was called. I had this idea for a story where basically there's this secret organization of businessmen who use time travel to go and get, like, rare artifacts and rare items and stuff. And they have this, basically, like, this giant wristwatch that they can basically come up with where it allows them to stay, like, fine in the timeline that they time travel to, but they can only do very minimal, like, adjustments. And in this universe, all of time is overseen by the Weaver, which is this giant, beautiful woman where her hair tendrils are moving kind of like in the wind, and there's this giant weave of time. And whenever there's a tear in the weave of time, she goes and she fixes it. And if it's a small enough tear, she just fixes it and doesn't look into it. But if time starts getting torn too much, then she investigates, and then whoever is in there causing a muck gets annihilated from eternity and, you know, deleted as best as possible. So these traveling men are time traveling back in time and trying their best to pilfer and steal things without her noticing, and then coming back to the present time. That's the concept of the story. And it's introduced by, like, chapter 4 that it's time travel. And I always liked that idea because I wanted to come up with an idea with, hey, I hate time travel. What if I made a story about time travel that didn't suck? That was... And the problem is that the bad guy is trying to make a mess of a weave to get the time-traveling businessmen, like, found. And the thing is, the time-traveling businessmen they're not, like, necessarily, like, good people either. They are stealing things for the, you know, for benefits. They are, like, they're stealing things, but what they're doing is, like, if someone were to steal, like, a car, there would have to be, like, if it's a car, it's enough of a that the Time Weaver could repair it. But if it's like the Mona Lisa, you would have to swap it for a legitimate, like, looking fake. And then when a slight tear happens, she basically would look at it, restore it, and make it legitimate in the timeline, and then bippity boppity boop. That was kind of my idea. Excuse me. For a story about time traveling that didn't suck. Got it. Did I publish this story? No. I haven't even written a word of it. I got the premise of it down. Teenage kid wrecks his dad's nice car. Right? A teenage kid wrecks his dad's nice car, and then he finds somebody who is reselling the car that's almost identical, and he shows up to look at it, and it is spotless. It is mint condition. It is beautiful. It is glorious. And he's like, what on earth? How is this thing kept in such pristine condition? And the guy he's talking with is kind of shady and kind of like, meh, shady. And then shenanigans happens, and then he accidentally gets pulled into a deal without him knowing. And now that he knows, they have to figure out now that he knows, he now has to kind of like, it's like, well, now that you know, now you kind of have to, welcome to the business. And of course there would be lore and plot involved, and he'd be like, I didn't want to do any of this, I have a job. It's like, yeah, you do. Now you have to help us, create fakes and swap them, and, et cetera, et cetera. And then starts learning the world and the rules of it, and then bad guy shows up, and it's like, oh no, what's he gonna do? Oh, he is going to expose everything, and if he exposes everything, there is oh geez, we got a Streamlabs donation that just came through. Definitely not Charlesy donated $7.11 to make it 88888 across the board. Well, thank you, definitely not Charlesy. Thank you so much. It's our first donation of the stream, $7.11, and you've made the bar 8 across the board. I wonder, Team Even, does this make you happy or does this enrage you? I'm curious. But yeah, that's the gist of the story, and basically they find out that there's a protocol that the Mistweaver does where if there's too many tears in the timeline, she basically just tears the whole thing apart and starts again. And basically he's trying to cause enough of a problem that she turns around and says, okay, there's too much happening, we're just going to tear it all. Woo, all 8s. Team Even, not enraged. That's very satisfying. There we go. Team Even will accept this.
You keep on impressing me, but then maybe it's just because I've got low expectations. Okay, your moment of gloating is over. Get on with it.
That was gloating? Thanks, Seamus. I got mixed feelings. I feel confused. But yeah, no, that was my idea or pitch of like, hey, it's, pilfering, stealing, heist, fun, it's funny, it's a comedy, it's a, it's a young kid that is involved when he shouldn't be, and then things start falling apart. And then it's a question of who is the person destroying it? Is everything inevitable? Can things be changed? And blah, blah, blah. And, there's... But the whole point of time travel is there has to be rules. Rules. There has to be rules. And when you don't make rules, then you get the time turner, which, again, Harry Potter, why on earth would you not use the time turner? Why would, if the time turner existed, okay, why on earth do they give it to a student? That sounds like the most dumbest, silliest, most insane thing ever. And if that was true, why wasn't it used against Voldemort? I hate the time turner. Because as soon as you introduce the time turner, everything goes bad. And then they have to make a plot device where suddenly they're like, oh no, we need to destroy all of them now. Because there was a whole bunch of them. And they're like, oh, we realized how bad it could be after a student used it. I guess we should just destroy them all and not, hold on to any of them for, oh, I don't know, you know, the Dark Lord, or use it when the Dark Lord was bad and evil, you know. But hey, what do I know? I'll take it. Got it. Yeah, Time Turner is I mean, yeah, it's it's Maureen, I've seen my mods warn you over and over again. You don't have to keep copy and pasting the same message over and over again. Sometimes I get to them, sometimes I don't. But you've been told and been warned, if I don't respond right away, don't just keep spamming it. Yeah, I mean, again. Also, why didn't Voldemort use one? Here's a better question. Why didn't Voldemort use one? Wouldn't that be useful? I'm just saying. Moldy Voldy could have really used that. What are you using it for? I don't know. Torture? Information? See the limits of where someone would go before they break? So if he's trying to be like, I need information from this person.
Quick! You've got to fly through each ring before they turn off.
What's the worst movie you've ever seen? I've seen some bad movies. Oh, I've seen some really bad ones. Okay. Okay. I will tell you a few movies that I have seen that were just grade A awful. Go back to when he was at Godric's Hollow and finished the job. Boy, that would have been a short film series. Voldemort wins. Harry Potter Lord of the Time Turner can only go back 5 hours. Okay, then the movie doesn't make sense. Because Hermione went back like a whole day. Hold on. How far did Hermione go back in time? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense because if I remember correctly, hang on. In the movie, hold on. Hang on. in the movie, when Ron's got his leg up in a cast, it's day. Or even, let's say, early morning. Okay? She twists it a few times. They go back in time. It's no longer, it goes past nighttime and then back to day again. Right? Because it was day when she, even if it's evening, let's say it's evening, let's say it's 7 o'clock, okay? Let's give this as early as possible. Let's say they left Ron's in a sling at like 6 a.m. We'll say 5 a.m. The sun doesn't rise at really 5 a.m., but let's just say, for kicks and giggles, 5 a.m. And then it's not nighttime, it's evening, but let's say the sun's out late till, let's say it's 8 p.m. They go back to. That's 9 hours. If my math is correct, it might be wrong, but I don't think it is. That's 9 hours. And that's giving the benefit of the doubt of that, hey, the sun is out later and rises earlier. Like it rising at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is more like 6:30. 6:30 is when the sun typically rises. And the sun setting at like 9 o'clock. If that's true, then the movie messed it up. Because when he says 3 clicks should do it, it should have been the dead of midnight. And it wasn't. There was daylight out. Like...
You've got to stop them.
Maybe? Hold on. Hold on. Real quick. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get hit copyright. The lighting here, it looks dark. It's darker than I remember. It's darker than I remember, but still, from this to that is 3 hours? Because apparently this is supposed to be, because according to the AI overview, departure around 11:55 p.m. immediately after they leave Hagrid's hut the first time, approximately by 8:55. So apparently this is 8:55. There's no way. I don't know. The lighting seems a little sus, if you ask me, for that to be, you know, like that's pretty bright. Every turn apparently represents an hour. Yes. According to Dumbledore. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of... Because the time turner really is like, ah, man. Doesn't get pitch black outside here until 8 o'clock, 8:30 here in the summer anyway, so it makes sense. Okay, right, but they're saying that it was 8:55. I don't know. I think I'm arguing logistics on something that, you know, I can't see the forest from the trees, and the fact that remains is that the time turner as a lore plot device is silly because it's way too powerful. Way, way, way too powerful. And it is way too stupid to give it to way too stupid to give it to a student. And on top of that, because man, I would love, like legitimately, do you know how much work I'd get done if I had a time turner? Like, do you know how awesome that would be? Maybe that's why they adjusted it. Maybe they just adjusted it in the, Oh, also too, there was... I think that, the next, not the next Harry Potter, let me rephrase that. There's a new series that's getting adapted that's coming out. And I'm excited because I think that it's the next, it's kind of like the next, I think it could be the next Lord of the Rings and or Harry Potter if it lands right. So there is this series of novels called The Cosmere that's being adapted. And I'm excited because there's actually 2 separate book series. Elena! Donated $50. $50 through Super Chat. $5 from Grandma. She's watching. Please say hi, everyone. Hi. Please continue to play Voidling Bound on stream. Wagsale, hope you and the family are doing well. Thank you. Yes, we are doing well. Thank you, Elena, for the donation of the stream. $50. 50 bucks. That's incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elena. Thank you, as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are amazing. Hi, Elena's grandma. Hope you're enjoying the show. All right. So let me quickly break this down. There's this author. His name is Brandon Sanderson. And my wife got into him. And she got into his reading, or got into, like, you know, reading his books. And I started too. So this is the second book that I'm reading from him. It's right here. I have it. It's called Mistborn. And if you want a really interesting concept of it, the concept of it is, I want you to imagine, the way he describes it is, what if Saruman won? What if there was a world where the one true ring got back to Saruman and he takes over and he wins? What does that look like afterwards? And what does he do? How does he see the world? How does he craft it? And anyway, and they introduce a magic system in there that's called Allomancy. And Allomancy is essentially, imagine a science-based Magneto where it's all around metal, where you consume basically liquid metals and minerals, allomancers would, and different metals and materials cast different spells and different abilities, and you have to source from these materials. So that's kind of the concept. Like pewter gives you strength, tin gives you Vision, etc., etc. So then he also has this mega epic fantasy called the Stormlight Archive. They are both being adapted. Oh, we just got another Streamlabs donation from Charles E. Potter, who donated $1. Should have made a TV series from the start because you can get a book out of several episodes rather than squashing in a 2-hour period. And what gets me is Chamber of Secrets is the shortest book yet. It's the longest film at a smidge under 3 hours, which is strange. That is strange. Technically speaking, if you want to say the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 and smash them together. But yeah, it is certainly strange. Thank you so much for the $1, Charles E. Potter, who is also definitely not Charlesy. Oh, no.
I lost my shorts on this so-called hero's big fight against the monster up there. Trust me, the smart money's on the monster. That way you bring money past me.
Hey!
I got a proposal. Bring me 90 orbs to get me back on my feet and out of this barrel, and I'll give you a power cell in return. And if you're game, I do have one more bet online. My big comeback. Beat the
Sean!
Dead Man's Gorge in the Precursor Basin.
Donated $20 through Streamlabs. Donation train. I missed you playing fishing. Did we make 1,000? I did 979 last week after a few dozen attempts. That's really good. I got to 853. Yeah, we got a little donation train going. Choo choo.
Here's the power cell, I promise.
Team Odd has been satisfied. Ah, yes, Team Odd has now joined the club, has returned back on top. Thank you so much, Sean. I got to 853. I got to 853. Now that you remind me, I think we're going to go do another attempt. I'm going to go get set up for another attempt, and then I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then, just don't tell Conky because you know what will happen. Is Conky here tonight? Or is he sleeping? He might be sleeping. Which is fine, because he works hard. So, to finish my thought, the way that the series works is that Stormlight Archive and Mistborn are in the same universe, but not in the same timeline. So, the Cosmere is essentially it's a dwarf galaxy that has like 20 or 30 planets, and almost all of Brandon Sanderson's books take place in the Cosmere. So they're all in the same universe, but at different times, different timelines. You know, like one might be, you'll hear about a city in this original one, which is like medieval, and then the next series you hear about the city again, but it's 200 years in the future, right? So the Stormlight Archive and Mistborn take place in the same like galaxy, but different planets, different timelines, etc. So anyway, both are getting all three. Or actually, no, all total of, it will be 8 at the moment, which will go higher later, are being turned into film and TV. So, for example, Mistborn 1, 2, and 3 are being turned into a movie. And the best part is, the person who's screenwriting it is Brandon Sanderson. So the guy who wrote the original book is writing the screenplay. And I'm like, and Apple gave him complete and total creative control over it. So, and the Stormlight Archive is being turned into a TV series, which makes sense because, you know, those books are like 1,000 pages a piece. yeah, they're 1,000 pages a piece. So they're being turned into episodic episodes for Apple TV, and then Mistborn is being turned into a movie. And I'm just like, man, that's incredible. And I got a feeling that it could be like the next. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Orange Lightning. That's awesome. Left, left, right, left, left, X. Is that right? Hold on. Sorry, what is it? Left, left, right, left, left, right, X. Okay. Left, left, right, left, left, right, X. All right. I'll be right back. I'm not going to subject you to, maniacal laughter of, so it's a case where the series creator of a well-liked book series gets to head the film and so, yeah. So I think that that's really cool. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to take just a short break. I'll be right back. Oh, my body. Oh. Let's try to get some fishies. Can we do it? Can we get... We're trying for 1,000 fishies.
Want to try and...
Give me 1,000 fishies, yeah? 1,000, yeah. Knowing my luck, I'm gonna get to like 283 or not 283, like 997. I'm gonna get to like 997 and then botch it, and then I'm gonna scream.
Steady boy.
And it's gonna be like due to like a like that. There we go.
Here comes a big one. Steady boy.
Come on. A little early for that many fishies to be coming down.
Steady boy. Here comes a big one.
I believe the next one is going to be oops, all eels.
Steady boy. Here comes a big one. Steady boy.
Guitar Hero time.
Here comes a big one. Steady boy.
Ah! It was an eel too. It was an eel.
Here comes a big one. Steady boy.
See, now I'm screwing up before I even get close to where I was before. I hate when that happens.
Here comes a big one. Steady boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. You missed a jumbo, laddie.
I knew I was missing the big one too. I knew it. I was just like, I'm gonna miss that one. Come on.
Here comes a big one.
Come on.
Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
I feel like I'm missing too much.
Here comes a big one.
I've been thrown off by groove. Missing that one.
Steady, boy. Left. Here comes a big one. Missed. Yourselves a second.
Okay, come on. It wasn't even loss of fish. It was an eel. It was 706.
Here comes a big one.
My record's 853. I'm weeping on the two attempt before the last one, the two attempts ago, because I got a random like Guitar Hero one early where it was just like a whole bunch of fish. I was like way ahead of the curve. I was like, oh, could this be?
Steady, boy.
Speaking of.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
I almost bit the biscuit on that one. I know I did. Guitar Hero time.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Your sails are sagging in the wind.
How am I supposed to do that? There's almost no way that on that run specifically, I've seen it different, but there's almost no way that you could win that because you're going to be missing fish no matter what.
Here comes a big one.
I've seen it go not as insane as that. Pain. If it maxes at 999, I won't be upset because I know that I broke the game. We're feeding the village. Oh boy, howdy are we.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one.
Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was really bad. Okay, come on. Zen. Fishy Zen.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
We can do this.
Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
Come on. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes it's bad. Oh, I thought that one I was gonna eat it there.
Steady boy.
Here we go.
Here comes a big one. Steady boy. Steady boy. Here comes a big one. Steady boy.
All right, it's this section that's bad.
Here comes a big one. Your sails are sagging. Missed.
It almost feels like you have to like get perfect up to that point so that when things 8, 12. All right, I'm gonna give myself two more times. Here comes
a big one.
I think you almost need to get to that section with like almost nothing missed, because you're guaranteed to miss at least like 5 or 10 there.
Steady boy. Here comes a big one.
Don't forget to breathe. Just do like the Matrix zone out. That's kind of what I do, is just kind of like a Matrix zone out. Okay.
Steady boy. Here comes a big one.
Here comes a big one. Is that Clancy Brown? I think it is. If I had a shiny nickel, I'd bet it was Clancy Brown.
Steady boy. Here comes a big one.
I really wish Sony brought this game back, man. Just bring the franchise back, make it relevant again.
Here comes a big one.
I mean, I'm shocked that they let open goal be a thing, even though that they literally are selling the trilogy on the PlayStation Store. And I'm happy that open goal is a thing. But, like, what does that say if then PlayStation sees this and just goes meh?
Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy. Steady, boy. Here comes a big one. Steady, boy.
I thought I missed a yellow fishy, which sucks.
Missed again.
Ah, no!
Want to try for the power cell sometime? You know where to find me.
Oh, is that really Kevin Conroy? I have not tried that. The eroded eroded coast. I do want to take a look at that. Gotta figure out how to install mods on this, which I don't think is too hard. Highest record is still 853. That's okay. We'll get it. Ow. I don't understand. I don't understand Sony's position in all this. I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand it, and I hate it.
Gotta bring in the crops from the jewelry.
Like, here's my question: is that are you telling me that there is not one capable third-party company out there that wants to make a Jak and Daxter game? There's not one? That if Sony turned around and said, hey, who wants to work on Jak and Daxter, that there wouldn't be at least 5. And I'm not saying some randos either. I'm saying, like, proven, competent, developed devs. And I'm not even limiting it to within PlayStation. I'm saying first, second, or third party. You're telling me that there's not one capable company that wants to do it? I don't get it. I don't understand it, man. It's just like, it's free money. It's free money. I really think they have no idea what to do with it after Jak 1, so they don't even want to do Jak 1. I mean, I guess. But then say, okay, do the precursor legacy. The recursor legacy. I don't know. Precursor reborn. I don't know. So, like, I don't know what's going on. I've heard rumors of how things are, like, pitched. And I just don't get it. Like, if they updated and expanded.
Beware of the dark light, for it has twisted the fate of one of you. Bring me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
How many do I have? Excuse me, sorry. But I also gotta get the other guy's pants. Don't ask. I already did that. Did I already do that? I may have already done that.
Well, what are you waiting for? This barrel's getting itchy. Beat the best time down Dead Man's Gorge, and we'll both be winners.
Oh, my aching head.
I thought that's one of your vital organs. Walk it off, tough guy.
Oh, sure, I was tough once. Maybe even the toughest of them all. I single-handedly defended this village from those horrid creatures for almost a year. Then that horrible monster arrived and commenced the boulder bombardment. So, full of valor, armor shining in the sun, I climbed the hill to take him on. But he pounded me like one tenderizes a yakao steak.
Have you tried attacking him with your melodrama? Cause it's killing me.
After my last stunning failure, he sealed the passageway to his roost with a 30-ton boulder, leaving no way for anyone to challenge him again. So, our sage, a master of blue eco and a mechanical genius, devised a machine capable of lifting the boulder out of the way. But alas, he disappeared before we had a chance to turn it on. And he took all of his power cells with him. At least I was able to pull enough pontoons out of our bridge to prevent that monster from coming down here to do me harm.
Yeah, good job, tough guy. But we're gonna need you to put him back and stuff.
Oh, sure. And seal my doom? All right. Fine. Bring me 90 precursor orbs and I'll let the pontoons loose. But I'm not going to fight that monster again. Oh, wonderful. You brought me the precursor orbs. All right, I'll fix the bridge. But don't ask me to get involved with that creature again.
Man, you gotta ask how he did that. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I do need to grab a drink. I am feeling a little dizzy, so hang on a second. I'll be quick. Yeah, don't know why. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't grasp it. And I don't know why. And I'm not even saying like, oh, it needs, because you have to remember, back in the day, this was a big AAA game, right? I'm not even saying that it has to be a big AAA game, right? It literally could be a AA game. It doesn't have to be a AAA title. But it's like everybody is swinging for the fences for, hey, let's make the next big, gigantic moneymaker. And unfortunately, only making an okay amount of money is not good enough anymore. Yeah, they reduced the cost of Game Pass and they took off Call of Duty. And there it was. Unfortunately, it would seem that the biggest subscription service with the biggest first-person shooter in the world, and it didn't work. And they took it off. Because, well, it didn't work. It didn't work. And this is where I say, hey, the experiment, and again, I said this before and I'll say it again. I said that when it was happening, I stated, and I said, I told yous, if you look back on the, if we were to go back and look, I had stated, I said, hey, this is the litmus test. This is it. I said, this is the litmus test. If this succeeds, then subscription-based models are going to be proven to work in that sense. I said, but if this doesn't work, it, you know, without trying to be blunt, it won't fully work. It won't ever fully work. Why? Because we had the most de facto example. Oh, geez. First time. You have the biggest game distribution, subscription, which is Game Pass. And you put Call of Duty on there thinking, okay, we're about to gain a whole bunch of subscribers, and it wasn't enough. It was not enough. And it was the thing that everyone was pressuring for. It was, hey, why are you buying Call of Duty? And I wasn't sure if it was going to work. I wasn't sure. I was like, if it works, then boy, howdy, hey, we now see, I'm going in circles here. You know, this is going to be the definitive future. And it didn't work. So now they have to say, ooh, hey, Gaming Pez. And so now they have to kind of wind back and be like, uh-oh, we may have made an error here. Because they did. They did make an error. They made a mistake. Now they're lowering the price of Game Pass, but removing Call of Duty. If anything, they're probably going to make more money now. If they were smart, which they're not going to do, they'd make it modular, because there's a few things with Game Pass that are on there. The things that they have for Game Pass on there is, oh, there's a like a Fortnite thing where, hey, if you have Fortnite, right? If you have Fortnite, you get like free skins or free in-game currency or something like that, right? If you have Game Pass in Fortnite. And then they jacked up the price because it was just like, oh yeah, it made sense. And then, oh, they introduced all these other benefits, and then they increase the price again. If they want Fortnite Crew, yeah, Fortnite Crew, thank you. Why do we have a black screen? Come on. There you go. We got it back. Well, let me ask you guys your thoughts. Let me ask your thoughts. If one of the biggest franchises that sells millions, tens of millions of copies every year as an annual release, and they put it on the biggest subscription-based service in terms of games, and it doesn't work, what do you guys think? Will it ever fully replace? Will it... Does that mean that Xbox has been driving in the wrong direction? Are they driving in the right direction but went too deep into it? Because there is such thing as good idea, but relying and leaning too much into it. I wouldn't say that Game Pass is cooked. I wouldn't say that. But that... they're clearly... It clearly didn't work. Or it wasn't as effective as they or we or anybody thought it was going to be. I want to hear you guys' thoughts, genuinely. Call of Duty was already multi-platform. That wasn't the problem. It was getting too expensive. I think it's more like kids who don't have money and they only play Roblox and Minecraft. Yeah, it's a decent starter set, right? It's good. Like, it's a good start. Oop. Thing is that there's literally nothing we can do to just decide to stop selling games physically and digitally, and we just declare gaming is a subscription now. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You can't really do that. Like, you do that, you see, because there's a few companies that could, you know, have their cake and eat it too, kind of like WoW. Where WoW, they announce an expansion, they charge for you to buy the expansion while they're still charging you, you know, a monthly, you know, it's still monthly, right? But that's also a legacy amount of players. You can't turn around and start a new game with WoW's model today. You can't. You can't do that. And if you do, not at the same scale. Right? I don't think that Game Pass... I think Game Pass is a good idea, but I think Microsoft leaned too much into it. They relied on it. They leaned too much into it. And because they leaned too much into it, it caused them to, yes, very quickly become the best value in gaming, which was true. But then you start increasing the price, and you start increasing the price incrementally, and then you start segmenting it, and then it, you know, it's like, oh, well, then there's these 3 different versions. I think the Amazon subscription gaming just went under, and they also had an option to buy games. And now people who bought games can't stream and need hardware to handle the load. Bingo. That's a Luna, right? Nope. Oops. Yeah, it was Luna. Yeah, but I mean, they closed that thing quietly. They closed it quietly because, I mean, remember Google Stadia? I still remember over and over again, Google Stadia is the next thing. Google Stadia is this. Google Stadia is that. And then it died. Yeah, it's Luna. Is that you, honey? Okay. No, they don't want big news to let everyone know, hey, our thing got shut down, right? Our streaming thing got shut down because I don't see streaming being the future. I don't see it. Like, maybe eventually. Maybe eventually everything will be streamed. But it doesn't make sense to me. I don't think people are interested in a future where all games are streamed. Gonna go on just a quick rant here. My head is starting to hurt more for some reason. I don't know why. Quick rant is that people in the United States still don't even have stable internet. The most powerful, most richest country in the world, and they still don't have stable internet. There are areas that are just absolute dead zones. I have subscribers that talk to me. They're like, yeah, I couldn't watch your stream last week because my internet was out for a week. And I sat there and I thought to myself, if my internet was out for a week, I'd go nuts. I'd go nuts. I would be calling my ISP going ballistic if my internet was out for a week, right? And most people, like their businesses, you know, require internet. And then people are just like, yeah, my internet was down for a week. What? What do you mean your internet was down for a week? One of my editors, his internet was down for almost a month. He was...
Really? I was.
He literally would be editing the video, and then he would go to like either like a McDonald's, or he would go into town. I don't know if it was a McDonald's, or he would go into town and then upload it there because his area, it was down. And people were just like, yeah, that's normal. Now I want you to imagine something. I want you to just imagine something. Imagine that person had Stadia. Can't wait to come home. I'm tired and I can't wait to play that new game that just launched today. I'm super excited. Oh, my internet's down. Now my internet's down, I can't play it at all. Oh, is it because it's an online multiplayer game? No, it's a single player game, but I need internet to run it. So, and this is what I mean, is that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to turn around and be like, hey, let's make it so that this is exclusively streamed over the internet. That doesn't make sense. There are people in America who don't have stable internet. And then there's variable bit rates where it's like, oh, some people, they want to save money, and it's like, you know, because it can get expensive, and no judgment. But it's like an inconsistent bit rate. So if you're scrolling the net and scrolling the internet, and, you know, it's good, but as soon as you need something that's very consistent, like streaming, it's not great. Those exist. Actually, yes, Choco Zombie, thank you for letting me know. Thank you so much. And I don't got a chance to watch the draft, so let me know who the Bills take. I appreciate that. Working from home, my internet worked all day, but took a deep dive during my 30-minute work meet. There you go. I forget, is this death? Maybe not. But yeah, no, you're in the middle of a work meeting and then Brett dies. And you're like, oh, great. Awesome. Hope this meeting wasn't too important. We're not there yet. And I'm frustrated that the reason why and every time you hear it, it's like, oh, oh shoot. Oh, the reason why we're doing this is convenience sake. No. No. No, it's not convenience sake. I'm sorry. So people are like, oh man, are you tired of losing games? Are you tired of your games taking up so much space on your shelves? No! No, it's two things. It's ease of convenience, that you don't have to go out to the store, okay? You don't have to deal with limited supply, which is, those two are benefits. Those are two genuine benefits, is you don't have to go to the store and you don't have to deal with limited supply, which I experienced that as a kid because there were some games that I wanted and I couldn't get. Why? Because they were sold out and I had to wait for them to come in before I could actually play them. So I get that. I already get that. That's great. Digital downloads. But now, they're charging the same amount for a digital download as a physical game. Right? Don't agree with that. And now, they want to even pull that out, and they want you to pay for you to rent a license digitally on their platform. What happens when the platform goes away? The game dies. It goes away too. And that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. But the reason why that they're pushing so much for it is, let me explain. Because we're already seeing it, and now there's this correct me if I got the name wrong. I think it's the Stop Killing Games Act. Here is the arguing that's going on right now with the bill. What's happening is that there are games that are being locked to basically being online, and that if the game, it's up to the discretion of the company to turn around and say, you know what? We're done supporting this game. Thanks for playing. Goodbye. Okay? And this has happened with all these other games. You've seen it with Highguard. You've seen it with there was another one that popped up. It was a cube game. It's this. It's all these games. Because here's what's happened, is that if you make these games, these online exclusive games, back in the day, there used to be a commitment where even if the game was finished and done and no longer being supported, you still had to leave a portion of your server space for people to be able to actually play it. Like, that's it. It's like, okay, we're not supporting this game anymore. It's out. It's done. But people can still play the game. They can still play it. And that's how it used to be. So then you would get these games that would be like, hey, we haven't supported this game in almost a decade, and there's still 10,000 people playing on it. See Team Fortress 2. See Warcraft 3. See RuneScape. See, well, RuneScape always continued to be supported, but I digress. So here's the thing. The reason why they like this all digital stuff is because investors and companies can hedge their bets. Because if they want to sit down and they want to swing for the fences for something big and it bombs, they can turn around and say, okay, cut it. Because these games, they take a monthly portion every month. You need to have servers. You need to have people maintaining it. You need people taking care of it. You still need patches, because even with games that are like 7 years old, you still need to patch it, because once in a while a game-breaking bug pops up and you gotta fix that. And it's something that was never seen, or was a certain exploit that would take 10 years to discover, and lo and behold, it was discovered 10 years later. And then that would mean someone who knew the code and knew how to patch it and knew how to work it, and that cost and required money. That's what it requires. So even if, let's do another game that came out that was all hype and then died. What was it? Oh my gosh, it wasn't Highguard. It looked like Iron Man. It was made by, what was it? And it was recently canned. What was it? Anthem. Was it Anthem? Wait. May have been Anthem. I can tell if I look at yes, it was Anthem. Thank you. So, Anthem was, Concord is like the de facto, and Highguard. Concord and Highguard. Those are the de facto things. But Anthem was a game that came out and it started rough. It was very, very, very rough. And over time, they were refining it and trying to get it to work better. And they were trying to get it better. And I do remember hearing that it got better. But the Stop Killing Games Act is supposed to say, hey, you can stop supporting the game in terms of updates, but you have to let it stay open. Now, there's two modes of thought. And I remember one guy, Pirate Software, got into a lot of heat with it. And I understand where he was coming from, but I don't think that he was quite seeing the perspective either. So the problem is that now, now what's happening is that it is going to force, if this bill goes through, it now means that these types of games, these games that have online multiplayer, are going to be pushed to have to be able to maintain operations even after the support is finished, right? You know how Crash Team Rumble is? You know how you can still play it? Right? You can still play Crash Team Rumble. You can still play it. You can still enjoy it. As long as you have internet access, you can play it. Not all games are like that, unfortunately. Now, here's the thing. If that Stop Killing Games bill goes through, what's going to happen, and this was Pirate Novelists, was it Pirate Novelist? I can't remember. It's Pirate Software. Anyway. No, Pirate Novelist is one of my viewers. I'm getting two pirates mixed up. Sorry. So his point that got him in a lot of heat was that if this bill goes through, what's going to happen is that a lot of the investors who back these games are going to no longer back these games. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be a whole bunch of games that are currently in development that are going to get killed almost immediately. And we're not going to see them. They're not going to see the light of day. And there's going to be a big issue in the gaming world, especially with a whole bunch of investments being pooled towards these types of games, and pulling that brick out, while yes is good for the consumer, might be too quick and pull investors out, and a bunch of projects fall in and collapse on themselves. And I do agree with him in that sense. He's right. And I think that's what needs to happen. I'm going to be honest with y'all. There has never been more a time in my life where I haven't played video games, especially new ones. Okay. I do this for a living. I literally am a YouTuber, a gaming YouTuber. I can write my video games off on my taxes. That's legitimate. And I have played less games than I have in years. Okay. I've been playing less games now than when I was in college. And just to give you an idea, in college, okay, I had 500 megabytes of internet of data on my phone because that's all I could afford. Okay. And the editing suites where there was no reception on Macs, the only game that those Macs could play was Heroes of the Storm. And sometimes I was at the college for 2 days straight. I'm playing less now than I am when I was in college. And why is that? Every game that's coming out is the same thing. It's the same thing over and over and over again. The gaming industry has fallen into this crevasse of just following the motions, going through the motions. And once in a while, one breaks through, but it's going through the motions. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting because the whole point of gaming was, okay, experimentation. They announced today that there was you know what? I'm going to go to Q&R because I don't know what's going on with my head. I don't know what's going on with my head. My head is aching for some reason. I don't know why my head is aching so much. So I'm going to go to Q&R for a moment and then we'll wrap up because I don't know what's going on. My head is aching. But let me explain. Is that, and I'm not even just talking about AAA either. Here's the thing. I'm talking indie too. Okay. I'm talking indie. I'm talking AAA, AA, indie. I am having, you either got AAA, which is either expensive, pushed out the door too early, or the same, or indie, which is either buggy, unoriginal, or buggy, unoriginal, and just this again, the same thing over and over again. If I see another 2D side scroller as an allegory on depression, I'm gonna depress myself. It like here's the thing is that it's now starting to infect the indie sphere, right? Because indie was seen as like the, hey, these games are gems, and that's what it was, right? And there still are. Don't get me wrong. There still are. But there are so many games that are uploaded every single day that are just clones of other games and clones of other games and clones and clones and clones and clones. And it's the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like, my gosh, if I see another Souls game, if I see another 2D side-scroller that's an allegory on depression, if I get another Five Nights at Freddy's, another Poppy Playtime, another, and it's these, and every year there's only like 1 or 2 indie games that pop up that are like, yo, this is legitimately great, in a space where there is more volume than ever. And it sucks. Because then you look at the AAA, and it sucks. It all sucks. All of it. It all sucks right now. And I hate it. So maybe a bomb in the industry needs to go off so that everything can get reset. Because right now, the way gaming is going, it's not fun right now. There was a skit the other day, and I was dying laughing because it was so true. It was guys sitting there, they're like, oh my gosh, the Wii is coming out. It does this and this. And they're like, wow, that's so cool. And then goes to today. It's like, yeah, so they're questioning whether or not the Steam box will come with RAM. Oh, okay. And then, hey, guess what? There's another Call of Duty coming. Oh, yeah. And it's just, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm like, can we do something different? And I get it. Maybe every idea has been explored, or nearly every idea has been explored. And I get it. I understand it. But good golly. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Right now, we're kind of in like, but here's the thing. Even like cozy games, which is a big thing now. It's a big thing. Cozy games, big theme. Even that's turning into it now, where they're just like, hey, let's make Animal Crossing again. Let's do Animal Crossing again. It's like, oh, wow. They made a Hobbit game. That's Animal Crossing. Even like, let's do Animal Crossing. Let's do Farmville. Let's do Harvest Moon again. And I mean, yeah, I've seen it in indie Do What Works, I guess. Ken and I saw an indie game at PAX, Smash Bros, but with flowers and bunnies as fighters. The dev asked us to play. We're like, nah. You're right. It's a Smash clone, right? It's just a Smash clone, right? And it's like, can we try something different? Are we really? We're at a point now where technology has never been better, higher, quicker, and more accessible, and we can't come up with any more original ideas. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is that then there are games that are legendary, that people have been begging for a sequel. Begging for a sequel. Begging! Like, please, please, oh, please give us a game of this. We will literally pay double the entry price to be able to play this game. Just about the ideas of it. Nope. 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 Yeah, it's in TV shows and movies too. It's here's the thing too, is that movie tickets have never been higher and the movie quality has never been lower. I don't get it. We saw 15 dark, depressing, top-down isometric pixel art indies at PAX. Yes. Yes, and that's the thing, is that, listen, there was a question that Katie wanted to ask one of the booths, and we didn't get around to it. But she wanted to ask, hey, I noticed this game is a lot like this. What makes you think yours stands out compared to theirs? Right? Do you know how many Breath of the Wilds there are now that are shamefully ripping off the exact same formula. And people are like, oh, well, there were games similar to Breath of the Wild. Yes, you're right. There were similar games. Not the exact same formula, spot for spot, with one or two things swapped to try to avoid being sued. Okay? It's like saying carrot cake and red velvet cake are similar in flavor profile. They are, but they're different ingredients. But then if you take red velvet cake and say, hey, let's just change it from red to blue and call it a day, that's still red velvet cake. And they say, oh, but, you know, it's different because it's blue. But it's... What the... Why? Sure, it's good, but to say it's different from red velvet it's not. It's no different. It tastes fine, but to say that it's the same or to say it's different from red velvet, it's not the same. Or it's the same. It's different. My brain's melting. The point is that, yeah, Phoenix Rising was Greek mythology Breath of the Wild. There we go. I mean, I would try blue velvet cake, but after green, yellow, and purple, I have velvet fatigue. Yeah, there you go. And it's the same thing with games and movies right now. And it is so tiresome. And it is so frustrating. And it is so annoying. And I'm tired of it. I'm genuinely tired. I am genuinely tired. It is so infuriating that it's like, hey, let's try something different. Let's try this. It's like, okay, let's try this. Uninspired. Yeah, uninspired. Yeah, they were just like, hey, let's just grab this and do this and call it a day. It's like, no. We know what you're doing. We all can see it. We understand what you're doing. We see it. No. Stop. And this is also why, and I know that Garnet Dagger said it earlier about RPGs. The fun thing about RPGs is that there are so many different ways to do an RPG, whether it's turn-based, whether it's story-based, because it's all driven by story. It's all driven by story, right? And then the mechanics come afterwards as well. So, you know, you could have Final Fantasy with the similar mechanics, but it's a different story each time. It's a completely different story. And it's like, okay, you're kind of on the ride for more of the story than necessarily the gameplay, but the gameplay can be original and fun too. And I don't get it. I don't get it. And now with the rise of AI, it's just going to get worse, man. We were walking through PAX. And there was a booth that shamelessly had a big banner. Maybe, Sean, maybe you saw this. It was over by the boba. It was around the boba tea area, if I recall correctly. It was around the boba tea area that a big banner that was one of the like AI from 2 years ago. Like, wasn't even most recent AI. Like AI from 2 years ago. Right? Just, and it was a giant banner. It looked awful. I walked by it and no one, of course, PAX is loud, so no one could hear me, but I was just like, boo, as I walked past. It's a giant banner and it's AI. Like the fist is doing this and yeah, and it says Nintendo's this. It's not Nintendo Switch, Nintendo this. And PS Squiggle. So you had PS Squiggle, Nintendo's this. And Expo. And it's like, everyone here hates this. By the Nintendo section? No. By Boba. And it was bad. It was not good. It wasn't like, oh, an AI enhanced. No. It was just mash into keys, enter, print. It was like, it was bad. It was bad. I don't get it. I don't get it. And now I didn't see boba either. By the mac and cheese, it's all right. It would have been by the hot dog state. It was by the food area where they had the overpriced bao buns that were like $24 for a bao bun. I'm not exaggerating either. I think the base bao was like $17. And if you guys know, bao is like cheap. It's supposed to be cheap, and they're charging $17 for an open-faced bao bun, which is just awful. But anyway, my point is that now we're at a point where we don't know what we're doing anymore, it feels like. And it feels like people don't know what they're doing. And we're inflating budgets to fund things that nobody either cares about, or it's just a riff on something that's already been done. And it is so tiresome. And I am choosing the worst time to try to break in with writing my novel, because I am writing a novel. I'm trying to, at least. And I'm picking the worst time because now all the literary agents are all literally, they're saying, yeah, we are literally slammed with requests of people's manuscripts, and they're all AI generated. So now I have to submit my manuscript, wait 6 months, and maybe it gets approved, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. And I apply and then see what happens. And I'm not looking forward to that, because all that's just going to see is just nothing but AI. I think people are reading less too. Yes and no. Yes and no, Caroline. There are more people who are doing audiobooks, but audiobooks have stagnated a little bit. Book talk is a thing. You should see how many books, like, look it up, Caroline. It is going to look it up. Look up Book Talk. It is one of the most wild rabbit holes. Yeah, I know Book Talk. Okay. Did you know that via TikTok, they said that what was, hold on, there was a stat that, let me pull up the stat. It was ridiculous. Book Talk 2025 sales. Approximately, a report in October 23rd, 2025, approximately 59 million print book sales were attributed to Book Talk in 2025. 59 million. $59 million. And it went up because in 2023 it was 46 million. But also, guess what? Book Talk is full of AI generated garbage. It's the same prose. It's the same idea. It's the same. So like I've been learning to read. I've been learning to look to read for really bad, like, writing, like really poor writing from AI. And it blows my mind how similar it is. And I'm like, what? It doesn't make sense. And you can read it. If you go on Twitter, even Blue Sky, go on social media, you'll read it. It's not this. it's this. Or everything's in triplets. It's not this. It's not that. It's definitely not this. Or just, there was one, let me pull up the one thing that I read today, and then I'm going to wrap up. I know I typically go to Q&R, but my head is feeling pooly and spooly. Hang on, let me find, I'm going to watch that later. I'll have to save that one second. Let me find the quote, because I read it and I was just like, what? Because they're like, yeah, here's an example of bad AI writing, and because I'm always worried. I'm worried that, like, oh, what if my writing sounds AI and I'm not AI? What if it sounds like AI and I'm like, oh no, you know, what if I get in trouble? What if people accuse me of it? And then I read the one thing, I was like, nah, I'll be fine. I'll be A-okay. Yeah, let me find it. Okay, you ready for this? You sent a Streamlabs. Oh, you did? Yes, it did. I am sorry. I didn't hear the alert go off. I took my headphones off. I apologize. Thank you so much, Gaming for the $1. Do you have your old console still, or do you just emulate or for retro? If you still have your old consoles, hook them up. It's such a breath of fresh air. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. My one console is over at my parents' place. My parents actually put it in the basement so that whenever the kids come over, they can play it. I don't have my original PS3. I have my PS4. The PS2 was never mine. It was my brother's, but there may be a PS2 still hanging around. And the PS1 was never mine. It was also my brother's. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, I have my original Game Boy. I have one of my DS's. I have a PS3. It's not my original PS3, but I do have a PS3 and a few others. So let me read this to you, okay? I was worried about, I was like, man, AI is getting so good. What if it sounds like mine? And I don't know. Here's an example of some AI writing. Just a quick blurb. Example. This AI described silence with a metaphor. You know what the metaphor was? The silence was like a thunderstorm folded into velvet. Let me repeat that. To describe silence, to being a thunderstorm folded into velvet. What? As quiet as a train crash. Muffled storm noises. As silent. It's like, man. Jeez Louise. As silent as a Taco Bell fart. I mean, like, what are we doing here? Like, what is that? Who writes, like, who read that? I was like, yep, that checks out. Got another one for you. You ready? Adjectives and simile overloads. Here we go. Ready? You ready? Here we go. Because people say, I want descriptors. I want descriptors. I want descriptors. You're going to get descriptors. I got one for you. You ready? The moon hung like a bruised pearl over the trembling, restless, haunted sea as her fractured heart beat like a broken hymn. ¿Qué pasa? The moon hung like a bruised pearl over the trembling, restless, haunted sea as her fractured heart beat like a broken hymn. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But that to me I don't like that. I don't like that. A bruised pearl. I don't like a. I don't like the. It's yeah. So, welcome to AI. I don't get it. I don't like. You could say, like, if you really wanted to get with the pros, we whacking pearls, I guess. You know, you could make a comparison of, okay, her heart is broken, the moon is full, and you can make some sort of prose or comparison how she, you know, she felt the moon mocked her because unlike her heart, it was big and full, while hers was broken on the inside. You know, like something akin to that. Like if you wanted to go comparing the moon to your heartbeat and love and feeling heartbroken, okay, you can kind of cram it in there, but it doesn't really make sense, right? Like it doesn't really make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna wrap up early, guys. My head's feeling off. I don't know what it is. Shall I compare thee to a bruised pearl? The moon hung like a 10-day-old diaper being dropped in the overflowing trash can. Oh, how romantic. Yeah, no, stab me in the eyes 15 times. If I read that, I'd be like, nope. No, I'm done. I'm done. Here. One second. I will do one quick thing. Here, just for comparison, lips like an overripe banana, skin like a jaundiced mole rat. A bona fide 10. Love that line. So here's a quote from my book, just for clarity. The Warbringer is a pirate ship. The Warbringer cut through the ocean like a thief's knife to a noble's throat, sending a salt brine spray against its gold-plated hull. Large purple sails that resembled dragon wings stood atop the vessel, casting a shadow over its prey. Cannons armed both sides of the ship, decorated with dragon maws, and a mortar launcher rested by the captain's wheel. The crew operated in terrifying silence, as if they were one of mind and one of heart. That's from my own story. You know, right? So that's not AI generated. That was a prose from my own story. So hopefully it doesn't sound as bad as the AI generated stuff. Now that's literature. It sounds human. It does sound human, doesn't it? Is it the best writing in the world? No, I don't think so. But, you know, I'm trying. And also, I wrote that. I came up with that off my noggin. Uh, so, but yeah, that's all the time I have for tonight, guys. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna talk and see. I might be able to stream some Voidling Bound tomorrow. I think that would be. I think that that's gonna be a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video and our live stream. Time for the countdown: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.